6:30. Welcome to our study session. I think tonight we have Ms. Teresa, our representative for our legislative district, with us tonight. Larry, is there any other preamble you need to
No, sir.
bring up? No?
The representative is here, and without
right.
further ado.
Hi, Teresa.
Hello.
Got really big print and still need glasses. Thank you, Mayor and City, I'm Teresa Martinez, and I live in Belago, Casa, Grande. Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for giving me the opportunity to give you this legislative update. As you know, we have finally signing done. It was a really good session, good but long, and as you know, we in Pinal County did very well when it came time to the budget. I'm not sure if you know, but every Republican in the House got $20 million to spend on one-time projects of their choosing. The Democrats did something slightly different. They decided to pool all their money together for statewide projects. And those statewide projects included housing and homeless for statewide. So I'm sure you're wondering what projects I put my $20 million towards. That's what you don't know. $5 million went to Coolidge for road improvements in Coolidge Avenue. $5 million went to Eloy for the road improvements on Sunland Road and Erica. $9.2 million went to the Casa Grande Maricopa Freeway, which was on my bill, HB 2449. And we will come back to that particular bill in a moment. I sponsored HB 2532 for $700,000 for a study for State Route 87 in Coolidge. I sponsored HB 2448 for $25 million for the Santa Rosa Canal. It was the water settlement for Stanfield and the Auction Indian community for their irrigation district. $2 million went to the Gila River Indian community for Seed Farm Road. My favorite. $20,000 went to the Casa program, which is for foster care here in Pinal County for those kids. Another favorite. $20,000 went to the Pinal County Juvie Center for the Juvie School for that. Now let's get back to HB 2449. Where I got the $9.2 million. See, both Senator Schoen and I ran mirror bills for additional money for the I-10. And both our bills were killed. They were killed in transportation, in the House side. So in order to secure more funding for the I-10, that request went onto my bill, HB 2449, for the $9.2 million for the Casa Grande Maricopa Freeway. So we stuck the I-10 on my bill in the Senate so that we could get the money in the budget. And it was very successful. And because of that, we were able to secure an additional $89 million to the I-10 in this budget. Senator Schoen was an amazing partner to have. He had my back with all my bills in the Senate, and I had his in the House. And together we were able to secure more than my allotted $20 million, and his allotted $30 million. Don't ask me why he got 30 and I got 20. That's a sore spot. But he did for LB 16. And between the two of us, we brought well and over $130 million into LB 16 in Pinal County that's going to benefit all our communities. Now I know you're probably wondering, well, how in the world did you do that? We did that through teamwork. Working with our staff on how we can get additional money from other buckets of revenue. Like, for example, the $25 million for the Santa Rosa Canal did not come from the general fund. That actually came from WIPA. And we were able to work that through teamwork both he and I had, along with the House and Senate staff. I do want to pivot slightly and talk about Prop 400. Now, I'm going to be very honest about Prop 400 with you. Because Craig will call me a liar because he knows the truth. And why I voted for that bill, and I voted yes on Prop 400. First of all, it's not a bad bill. It's not. It's not a bad bill. But I was angry and out for blood because one of my bills got vetoed. Not my proudest one. And to compound things on Prop 400, we had a group of legislators and lobbyists that really put the pressure to have us kill that bill. But ultimately, I voted for that bill because one of my top priorities, not only for me, for Senator Shope, but for Mayor McFarland, and I dare say every single person in the city of Casa Grande, our top priority is the I-10. See, after the additional $89 million that we secured in this budget, we are still short $120 million for the completion of the I-10. And Prop 400, again, not a bad bill, I think can help us with the I-10. You see, I believe that we have about 10 miles, give or take, of the I-10 between Chandler and Casa Grande that is actually in Maricopa County. And therefore, that portion of the road would be eligible for Prop 400 funds. And so with that, I voted yes for Prop 400 because of the I-10. I put aside my own personal feelings and anger about the veto. I put aside the pressures from the lobbyists and some of my colleagues who wanted that veto, wanted that bill killed, because the I-10 is our top priority. And that's why I voted for Prop 400. If Prop 400 does not get passed, all the 13 rural counties will then have to fight the behemoth Maricopa County for every single dime of funding for roads. So I voted yes.
Thank you.
Ultimately, it is Maricopa County residents who will decide that fate. But my vote to put it on the ballot was really all about the I-10, and there's no way I'm sacrificing that. This session has not been easy, and it was not perfect. There were fights, tears, pretty pleas, sweet talking, a lot of bad language used, and once I might have maybe said, "You don't know me, you better stop." But in the end, we came together in a bipartisan manner and closed out the session. We did really, really well in OP 16 in Pinal County, and I worked extremely hard. Partnership with Senator Shope was crucial to our success, and I truly thank him from the bottom of my heart. But I also want the public to know, all of the public, both here and watching online, that I also want to thank the city of Casa Grande for their partnership. The public should know that the mayor and many on council we had a tremendous amount of communication back and forth. And I am so grateful to everyone on the council who called and texted me, made time to meet with me for breakfast or lunch, which wasn't easy for them, especially since many times I showed up without makeup and my hair in a bun. True partnership doesn't happen one and done. It happens with a commitment to one another, a commitment to continue to work together for a shared goal. And our shared goal, your goal and my goal, is for this city and its citizens. My sister said, I cannot use the football analogy anymore. I'm not really quite sure why she doesn't like it. It's the perfect analogy about teamwork. So I'm simply going to end on reciting a famous quote from Steve Jobs. The quote goes, "A great thing in business, or in this case, our case, government, it's never done by one person. They are done by a team of people." And I am so honored and grateful to be associated with our team. And with that, thank you, and I stand for any questions or comments.
Teresa, thank you. This past year, you have been very instrumental in terms of working with us, and I know that you and I met on many, many, many occasions with your hair in a bun, so, no makeup. So, but all that said, it was a good working relationship. I know You did bring a lot of projects to Pinal County. We appreciate that. Also, your continued support of I-10 widening is necessary. We did get $89 million this past year. I know that ADOT's going to also apply for, believe, a mega grant for one piece of the project. So there's a couple pieces that we still need to get, but I think we're well on our way to that happening. I think that you'll see construction on the Gila River Bridge this year, or by the end of this year. I know it's out for contract now, so that'll be probably the first piece that people will see. So then we have to endure and survive for about 3 years through this construction project. So it'll be an interesting time, but thank you to you, and I'm going to throw it to my fellow council members here and see if they have some questions for you. Anyone?
No question, but I definitely want to say thank you so much for your sacrifice, your work that you do behind the scene. We may not see everything, but we do appreciate what you're doing, and as you represent also Casa Grande as well, thank you so much for all that work that you do behind the scenes. A lot of times we don't get that pat on the back or someone just to say, hey, I appreciate you and what you do. We do appreciate it. We know it's hard at times, but keep the faith. Continue to look forward to the things ahead, and don't worry about the past. You can't do nothing about it. Move forward.
I just want to say thank you. What I appreciate about you the most, Teresa, I appreciate a lot of things, is how transparent you are. And you're gonna share your thinking, why you vote a certain way.
Whether we like it or not.
Thank you.
This is my time.
Sorry.
But, I appreciate, we're not always going to agree. But I know that your heart is in the right place. I know you care deeply about this community, all the people that live here. And, I think your support of education has also been very appreciative as well. So thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, and you'll see more support of that coming very shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so, thank you. I'm really glad that we have a representative that lives in Casa Grande, who grew up in Casa Grande, understands our community. And, a neat thing about Teresa, she said, she came and spoke to the Youth Commission at their youth leadership, or their youth government summit. And the best analogy I've ever heard is Teresa said she was delicate, and I thought that was different. And then she goes, I'm delicate like a bomb. Don't mess with me. And I said, that's a great thing, because she's tenacious in a good way. She goes after what she believes, but then when you see something bigger, it's part of the bigger picture, and it's a means to the end, and that's appreciative, because we don't do it on quite the level you do, but you always have to see and be willing to work together. So, it's not easy. I know it's not. So you stood up and did what you thought was right, and I'm not saying either way, but I'm appreciative of what you did. Thank you.
Teresa, one of the things that I learned early on about you is you are transparent. You have a very strong voice in what you believe in. And I didn't always agree with everything, but you always explained why you voted, just like you did tonight. And I can't respect anybody more than to be honest. One of the things I had the opportunity to do is to go down to the Capitol and watch her in action, and took some of my staff, and it was amazing to me that such a fresh face on that floor had such an impact. And I didn't see anybody messing with her, so thank you very much.
Lisa?
No, and of course, we all are so grateful for everything you do. And really, Teresa, you're so accessible, to the community, and many people talk about that. So I just want to thank you for your transparency, always thinking about Casa Grande, and just having that passion. So thank you for everything you do.
I love you. So. Keep up the good work. And thank you for showing up.
Man.
One of the comments I will say, and I'll end on this, is that I do invite every single one of you to call me, to have lunch or breakfast with me, to tell me what I need to be doing, or why you have a question about something I did. And come into the Capitol. It was so great to tour Donna's staff, and we had a church group go in. I think Seeds of Hope kids are coming up next week, whenever I can host you. And with that, I thank you so very much for your time and your questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative. Appreciate it. All right, I think then we'll stand adjourned until 7 o'clock, till our next city council meeting begins. Thank you, everybody.
That was quick.
I said
That was
it,
quick, you came in.
I know, I said that for the 24th, so.
Oh,
without-
sure. Okay, good.